What's good, everybody? On the newest edition of Two Flew West, I'm Donnie B. Got the Beast. It's my brother right here, Nicholas Baker.
What's happening?
Today,
What's happening?
hey, what's happening? What's happening, man? Listen, we got a fabulous one today, man. This guy right here, man. Let me tell you something right now. This dude right here, I gotta say, it changed the way I see him, like just art. Okay, like literally changed the way I perceive. Like I was like the way this brother just sees just art. It's crazy to me. And like I met him through Baker when he was back in Hampton University. Brother is just he's just I bet he's just by himself, bro. It's just like we talk goat talk. You gotta talk goat talk with this man right here, man. Like just really just how he lays things out. And people know that's difficult for me to say because I like to believe in myself maybe a little bit too much at times. But this brother right here is dope. Okay, we talking about a singer. We talking about a fashion model. We're talking about a fashion designer. We're talking about just an artiste. We're talking about a host of That's on That TV. Okay? All of the above, but the brother above all else got style.
Look, an actor.
Oh, an actor. Sorry. I see I'm leaving out accolades, bro.
A playwright.
A playwright.
I mean, come on, man. It don't stop. It don't stop.
This brother is amazing. Okay, and I'm just honored to know him. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say. But again, singer, fashion model, host, fashion designer, playwright, screenwriter, just actor, just everything. Cabana Blaq.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, brother?
I am doing great. I feel amazing. Thank you for just, I don't know, man, the good vibes, especially now in the pandemic. It feels good to be around life and human individuals that are collectively just awesome individuals. So I'm really honestly, especially today, there's a super gratefulness going on inside of me. So I'm very grateful.
We're grateful to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, real talk. Like, definitely excited to have you on. We go back, but I'm still in awe of some of the things you do. Like Donnie said in the beginning of that intro, is like, words can't express like the creativity that you represent. You know what I mean? And I think the fact that we do go back and the fact that I have seen you recreate and redefine yourself so so many different ways is like just a testament to how creative you actually are. But I mean, I don't want people to, just hear what we got to say. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Like, who is Cabana Blaq?
Who is Cabana Blaq?
Cabana Blaq is an ultimate creative. I used to think that Cabana was a singer and an artist, but I realized my greatest gift is creativity. And I feel like ultimately anything that is creative and artistic is where I live and do very well. So, just along my path, I've changed the title. And, I'm glad because a lot of people, was like, well, why, you're doing too many things. Why don't you just do this? And I realized like we have to break those stereotypes and those traditions. You got to do, like I always say, Sister Act. If you wake up being a singer, girl, you a singer. I wake up every day being a creative. I wake up wanting to create. And so it's led me to photography, styling, fashion, movies, all kinds of things. And when I realized I was able to do it well and execute it well, then I knew it was my gift. If you're doing a lot of stuff and it's like mediocre, that's one thing, but I strive for excellence. I'm really passionate about excellence. I'm really passionate about discipline. And when it comes to my brand, you are that silence and that should let you know, like, I don't play with that. Because I feel like your brand is just like your word. You only get one chance to show somebody your brand. You only get one chance to use your word. So I do take it quite seriously, even though I'm funny and silly and all the stuff. That's really a serious thing for me.
That's the most Frank Lucas thing I've ever heard. That's straight Frank Lucas. I stand by it. I guarantee it. That's black magic.
Black magic.
We started the thing where we do two flu quotes, and we trying to make sure we got quotes. I don't know if I can quote the silence, but if I could quote the silence, be like, my brand, just that's it. Like if I can put that, I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm telling you, that's a
right.
Two flu quotes, not even 5 minutes in. I love it. Hey, look, I mean, realistically though, I kind of spoke about it a little bit earlier, but like, I think you saying ultimate creative is like the perfect way to explain it. Because I think I've seen you like recreate yourself, within time. I mean, it can be a week to the next week. It can be months. It can be years. Like I think you just have this great thing about you that you can always come back fresh with something different. You know what I mean? And I think you said something in there that was like, sometimes people be like, "Oh, you're doing too much," right? And I think the best creatives or the best like stars really make other people uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is that you are taking that leap that maybe they don't want to take in their own situations. You take that leap, but they fall in love with something that you do so much, and they're just like, "Oh no, I want to," and then you do something else, and it takes time to catch up. But when they catch up, they like, "Oh damn, that's dope," and then next thing you know, you on to the next.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, I'm uncomfortable again. And then it's like, oh damn, that's dope too. And it's like, you gotta keep up. You know what I mean? And I think artists, especially who do that, are like the dopest. I feel like Alicia Keys has done that. I feel like Michael Jackson did it. I feel like Prince did it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna sit in one place because that's what you want. Like I get it, and I'm glad you love my old stuff. I appreciate you, but I gotta keep creating. Like that's what I am. Like if I stop creating, then it's like I'm killing a part of me. You know what I mean? That means you're not getting the best of me. So I definitely think that represents who you are.
Yeah, it's definitely uncomfortable. It's definitely a feeling of fear, and I really try, especially now in my life, I am very transparent because I feel like the things that were not being said to chocolate brown artists with 4 eyes and skinny like myself that were not accepted, they need to be heard because there's colorism, there's racism, and there's stupidism. You know what I'm saying? That's my meta word is stupidism. And I want to break all that. Hard work, it opens doors. Consistency keeps the flow of those doors open. And your faith and your passion make sure those doors never close. And so that's been my life. I always pride myself in being what I say out of my mouth. I want people to know like this is what it is and this is why it's happening. And it's like Jasmine Sullivan. Like I love Jasmine Sullivan. But this new album, I had to get used to it. Like, but now I'm in love with it. But that's because she ain't worrying about what I think. She doing what she got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. Everything is like Nina Simone says. Artists are supposed to reflect the times. So right now, I know it's probably going to sound crazy or overconfident or too much ego, but I think that everybody is designed with a time and a destiny if they stay consistent. And for some odd reason, I've always felt like I've been way ahead. And even though I'm still ahead, for some reason, I feel like this is the time. Like this is the beginning of my door opening up because this destruction is what I needed to be in to shine. It's crazy. Like since the pandemic has come, I've been blessed on blessed. I've opened up for Live Nation. I'm still getting paid gigs. I'm still motivational speaking at colleges, and I'm a full-time artist. And it's hard. But, I remember a quote given to me from God. It says, you will see destruction, but you won't be destroyed. And I didn't get it until now. When Death to Malice music came out February, it's a year, February 27, which is today. Well, no, but it's today's 27?
28.
No, the day, 28.
One day after.
Yeah, it's 1 year that the album dropped. 1 year yesterday. And so much has happened and things. It just blows my mind. But I tell people, don't let people get in your head. So I just feel like, it's timing, and I was consistent and I didn't give up and I stayed faithful when everybody probably was like, what is he doing?
Let me ask you this question. No, I mean this is dope that you say that, man. And honestly, I have kind of I feel in my heart I have a similar story as with regard to that. But let me ask you this: what is your muse? How do you get through people? You know the rhetoric, and obviously I know you've heard it. Is that oh well, you should just do this. You're doing too much. You're doing when for good daggone well you could do this and this and this and this and you could compartmentalize and maybe you're just that atomic at it that you can just oh, I can do all of this easy and this is just Monday. You know what I mean? Like, what pulls you through all of those things in order to be to put together Cabana Blaq to make you the pioneer and trendsetter that you
are? I think for me, it's so interesting. Like I said before, I am attracted and drawn to discipline. Bruce Lee, all my favorite starts with B. Bruce Lee, Bob Marley, Batman, Brandy, Beyonce, all of these people, they did more than one thing. I'm drawn to people that are doing what I want to do. And I tell people all the time, when you feel hopeless and you feel like faith is not working for you today, go find the person that is doing what you want to do.
Right.
And also know that remind yourself that you're filling a void. Like I know that there's nobody like Cabana Blaq. And I know that I'm supposed to fill a void. But I didn't realize my void would come years later in a pandemic where, and I really emphasize where brown skin boys are needed, that are brown skinned men. They're needed. Like the way music is set up, this is needed. So I was like, oh, I get it. And it makes you hype. Like when you know you need it and you know that it's necessary, you really don't care what nobody say. You're just like, oh, okay, I know what I got to do. I got a job to do. And I felt like when I looked at Bruce Lee and all these people, Beyonce and all these, it's like they know that they have something to do and they just keep on doing it. So that's really my muse is discipline. I love it.
Dope.
I identify with that.
Cool. Well, let's talk about the beginning. Like, when did you first start singing?
I am so expressive and dramatic, so you already know. But I really didn't want to sing. That's the thing. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to dance with Alvin Ailey. I wanted to follow in doom 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 Janet Jackson, Fish Much, Rhythm Nation. I wanted to dance, and I remember at 9 years old, no 7, singing a solo and seeing how the people were responding, and I thought, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was the Holy Ghost. I didn't know people was like, yes, you know what I mean? And then I got to high school and still wanted to dance, still doing things. And then I ran into a situation where I ended up singing another song and people responded. But my voice is different. It's not like everybody else's. So then I was like apprehensive, like, I don't sound like nobody else. I don't know what to do with this. But then Whitney Houston came, man. Whitney Houston for me represented something, again, a brown skinned individual that was flat-footed just singing, but we needed to see that, just good singing. But I was sitting with my mom and I said, you know what? I want to do that because that's the one thing in the world that you can have thousands of people around you and everybody will stay in one place and not argue. They will leave with their own opinion, their own decision, and have their own mind, but they can be around everyone. How to unbreak racism. That's what I saw. And if you have something to say in your music, where Michael Jackson came in and the visuals and the videos and really took us to that Peter Pan level, it was like, what a great way to have a pulpit of music and being an artist. So music really became more like my ministry but it was more in the secular sense. I saw these artists with these abilities to inspire and encourage life. And so that is what really pulled me in. It was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Then I got on the stage and that was it. When I get on the stage, I just get lost. You know, Nick already know, like I lose my mind. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know where that energy comes from, but it is the most freeing thing I've ever felt in my life. And once I went on stage, that was it.
Yeah, I think that's the one like thing that most artists will say. Like if it's for you, once you hit that stage, it's like a feeling like you can just not express. Like it's something that is unlike anything else. You know what I mean? It's and once you have some of it, you need it. It's like, okay, I need
like
that
euphoria.
Again. Yeah.
It's really, and I don't do drugs. I don't know what drugs is. Amen. That'd be a problem. But if I did, it's like I feel like that's that high that I would be addicted to. It's so amazing. And then when you see people crying because of what you're giving, it's like you feel like you have some use, you know, in the world, you know?
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. How do you feel about being an artist and being on stage and understanding the traversal of the energy between, you know, when you realize, you know, good daggone well you connecting with people in the audience? How does that, like, how can you convey that to other people that you know, just maybe are just getting into the industry, just trying to figure it out, or just, you know what I'm saying, maybe they haven't achieved it? Like, how can you communicate just what is that energy like?
I would say this. Let me get like close to the screen. Either you got it or you don't.
Okay.
It is like the people are in wheelchairs and you are electricity to get them out of it.
Okay.
Being a performer that is natural is different than a person that is being trained. They're going by math. 1, 2, 3, and kick, and 1 and 2, and smile and do, and thanks for coming out to see my show. When you are authentic, like Marvin Gaye and James Brown and Aretha Franklin and Janis Joplin and Lenny Kravitz and all these people, it is a person actually, even before they go on stage, they are like giving up the ghost. They're like, whatever happens, let it be. And they know that they're there to give people this energy, you know, especially with hip hop. Oh my God. Ain't nothing like going to a hip hop concert and you know all the lyrics of the artist. It is almost like a smart spit. Like, you know, it's just insanity, you know, and that's what I think new artists need to understand. There are different type of artists. There are some artists that are just great in the studio. There's some artists that are great on stage and not in the studio. There's some artists that are great in both, but then there are legends. And legends are ones that it's something engrafted inside of them. And, you know, I'm big on this new thing. I want artists to have confidence. Like, I know that I'm a living legend, not because of me sounding better than someone or doing more runs, because there's plenty of people that can sing around me. But just like Will Smith, you won't beat being me. Absolutely not. And that part, I think everybody has to gravitate to, because it helps you understand. If I want you to fix my pipes, you know, you're a plumber, and you say, yeah, I think I can, I'm not going to book you. But if you say, yeah, I know I can, then I'm going to book you. So I don't know why they want artists to be very shy and timid about what they can do. I remember Beyonce one day saying on B-Day, she said, oh, I work hard to be in this season. She already said, like, she was like, I work hard to be in this seat. And this was B-Day. Like, she was like, I know what I want. I know what I'm going for. And I know who I am. That is about having a oneness with yourself that allows you to be humble, but it allows you to be very aggressive about your gift.
Hey, you spoke on something. I really think, like, I'm probably about to make a slightly controversial comment, but I feel it's okay.
I love it. Let's go.
It is what it
Let's
is. You know what I
go.
mean? No, you talked about like sometimes some people are like really trained and they work hard and they like that's one way. And I think I don't know why my mind went here. I think it's because you said it, but my mind went to Janet Jackson. And this is why I'm gonna say a controversial statement. I always felt like, and I saw it the most in the Scream video. I always felt like Michael was natural. It was just like something like the way he moved was like this, like real, like flow. It was a flow.
Yeah, he channeled it.
Janet was like a machine when it came to hitting the points. Like her execution was crazy. Like nobody could touch her execution. But I felt like they were different. But they both are legends. You know what I mean? And I just think about like, I mean, Janet busts her ass. Like, don't get it twisted. I think Janet does the thing that Will Smith talks about. Like you said, Will Smith, like he made a comment about being on the treadmill.
That's what I'm talking about. You won't beat me on that treadmill.
You won't beat me on the treadmill. He said, I will die on the treadmill before you beat me. That statement, that type of work ethic,
I don't want right. You can think about it with Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson became a legend when she became more sexually in tune. Janet Jackson is our sensual girl. Janet was evolving, and I remember Love Will Never Do when that belly button came out because she was progressive. Black Cat came out. And the more she became a woman, that's when you couldn't mess with her because then it was the work hard, it was the routines, but then you put that sexiness in there, it's a problem. And then that was her lane. Whereas Michael was just straight up pure gift. Like he was pure ball of energy and talent. Yeah. She found her craft becoming a woman. And it made sense. Yeah. And that's the thing. When you look at people, you can see how a person becomes what they become because of their life, what they've done, who they were, you know, that kind of thing. So I noticed once she was more of a woman, it was like, oh, we in trouble.
No, and that's fact.
That's it.
That's fact. And she made people uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable at first. It was like, wait a minute, what's Janet? No, you're supposed to be good, wholesome girl. You can't do that. You can't say that. You can't wear that. But she lived in it. She pushed it, and we see what happened.
Let me tell you something.
That's real.
Baker can tell you because he's known me longer than most people. Like that album, that Janet album cover with the handies.
Wow,
bro! I had
the
to
best
get that
album cover ever. Like really, and like it's no one can do that because it will feel so unauthentic.
Absolutely. I'm just literally for whatever reason why that joint is forever going to like that's my photo. Like I literally had to get that blown up. That joint was about like good 24 by 24. Like I had to get that. It was over top the bed and everything. Like I don't care who come through here. That is dope. I've never worshipped anything more than that. And
that was her feminism. Like we didn't realize what she was doing, but Janet Jackson is a feminist. She was becoming an activist. She was showing that the industry is not going to tell her how she represents and presents her body. And I started to see it more. Even when Control came out, she was showing you what she was going to do. But that's what makes magic is like when someone does something and you know it's for them to do, no one else can do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great segue into the next question. When you talked about like making magic and doing what's for you, what is your creative process like? And whether that's, you know, music, whether that's dance, whether that's art, whether that's writing a play, acting, going to a role, like what is your process?
I love sitting with nothing.
That's deep.
I love the aspect of when it's time for me to create, I have nothing in my head and I just sit. And that thing just bubbles up and I'm just blessed that things keep coming. Like, you know me, I've been doing this for a long time. And for me to keep being able to create ideas that are new and fresh every single time, but I sit with nothing first. And like when Death to Mylan's music came, I did the first single, which was Color Fade. And Color Fade, I knew, like when I tell you, I never had a knowing like this ever. But I knew Color Fade was the first single. I knew what the video was going to look like. And I knew that it was going to be on radio. I knew that this song was my entryway and not to give up on it. We recorded that video 4 years before the album got done and the hell that I went through to get it done. But I was determined. I was like, this album, but this song is the entryway. And I have been on college radio every single day, almost 2 to 3 times a day since February 27th of last year.
Dope. And I'm gonna just say that
it's a great feeling when you know something. Most times you're not gonna know. You're gonna be creating and you're gonna sit with it, because when an album is done for me, like I finished the album now, it would take me 6 months, maybe 4 months, and I would listen to the album for 4 months straight, because I want to get all the transition. Because I make albums, I don't make singles.
Yeah.
And I don't make things, Biggie's album, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
Biggie didn't do it again. His first album was just like B-Day. It's just like Thriller. You're going to have one of those. Like, it's like, ooh. But you make an album, you make stories, and you have to make sure each song goes into the next song. So I just sit with it, and I sit with it, and I sit with it. And I begin to think about titles and videos and visuals. I'm just very full on when it comes to that concept. So just sit with nothing first and then let it grow.
Well, look, man, you kind of did a intro without knowing you was doing an intro, but hey, Donnie, why don't we go ahead and let that clip run? You talked about it, so let's let it go.
Yeah.
What?
So Cabana Blaq and Color Fade. Check this out.
Oh, we about to show some visuals? Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, it's like that.
Here we go.
Like that.
Watch this.
Every day we're constantly being pushed to the side. Who we're gonna be. Every day we're forced to be afraid, but we can be who we are. So let's show color free. The bad see us begging on our knees. The jokers want to wipe our color clean. I think it's time to stand up and speak, don't you? Yeah. Realize we're kings and queens. Straighten out priorities. Yeah. Live, love, and live in peace. We gotta let our colors free.
Than the man you taught to be. Yeah.
My mama say learn your lesson clear.
With God, man.
You're sure to stay free. Yeah. They wanna see us running in the streets, trading bullets with a family. I think it's time to stand up and speak, don't you? Realize we're kings and queens. Straighten out priorities. Live, love, and live in peace. We gotta let our colors free.
But at the root. It's just more proof of fear of when we blossom. Out of the dung we bloom, then unify our bouquet. Awesome portion of genetic spectrum yielding every tribe complexion, every shade and tone came from our own. No need to deny blessings. Some don't pay to clone a look. We born natural, but we not press appropriate. Of us was great, accelerate in our progression. Last will be first. Despite keywords, circumstances never panic. Task no adverse around the earth, more the chance that we still stand. We advance by divine plan, and now's the time that we command. And power up our melanin within our legacy that's grand. Return and balance to the land, gain knowledge of our origin. Pride in our hue, negate the few that anticipate destruction. Our pigment is iridescent, the sun been dancing on our skin. We here to stay free from the shade, there is no way color fade in.
I won't let my girl.
No, I won't.
No, I won't.
No, I won't.
No, I won't. Yeah. I won't let my girl fade. I said no, I won't.
I said no, I won't.
No, I won't.
Well.
You know, listen, I want to take the ring into this one first, man. I got to. Now, first of all, went to a HBCU, marched in a marching band. We got this thing called power chords, right? Power
Come on,
chords
now.
resonate across the field, and the best maximum velocity and just impact possible. You wanted to sound dope across the field. They can't mess with you with if you hit the right power chords. They can't mess with you, man. Listen, that hook that you got.
Come on here.
That first of all, that's music talk, bro. They're like not everybody, man. That's fire. First of all, I'm gonna say secondly, being a brother that is one of two who flew west. And they're gonna crucify me out here. I just want y'all to know I'm gonna get persecuted for what I'm about to say. So I just gotta share this.
Uh-oh.
Like you said, letting the color fade, it resonates with me because it's not the same as being over there with our people.
It's not.
We in full maximum glory and maximum effect. We wear what we want to wear. We do it how we want to do. This is us and our glory. And you come out to LA, it's like where we at though. And it's
truth.
No, I just feel it resonated with me, man, on a lot of different levels. But those two primarily, and you know, like I said, I know I'm gonna get persecuted for it, but I mean, whatever. I'm Donnie, so whatever. But I just had to say, yes, with the extra S on the end. I couldn't articulate the S's like but yes, I'm hella fade, brother.
Listen,
thank you.
Y'all couldn't see me on this other side of this screen, but the scrunch face. And I told you this the other night.
You told me that earlier.
I was like, the scrunch face is what you make with that song. You know what I mean? Like the vibe, the feeling, the funk, the chords, the collaboration, like the video, like that down home feel. I don't even. It's like soul
collard greens and chicken and candy yams.
This. Like that's what you accomplished in a song and a video, right? So like, I mean, we were gonna, we have a question to talk about Death to Mindless Music, and you spoke to that some, but I want to talk about the creation more, a little bit about the collaboration of Color Fade, like how it came together, and just to be real, like I watched you on another joint, and you talked about Color Fade. It made me go back to it, and I was like, I want to talk about Color Fade too, because that song right there, like, just tell us about it, like. How it came together, the collaboration.
I love D'Angelo. And I love early D'Angelo, just like I love early Erykah Badu. I will always love who they are now because they're evolved. But back then, they were the grit and the guts of soul music and Jill Scott. They had this tone. And so if you combine Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and D'Angelo, you kind of have combined in a way. Because I deliberately wanted them chords immediately without my voice to make you go like this. What is this? And I immediately wanted to have that Bobby Womack tone against my voice from Donald Hurdle, where it's just, Donald Hurdle is a beast, though. It's like he got that Bobby Womack, that Jerry Levert in his throat. So I was like, boom. And I've always loved what I call my mahogany Diana Ross in hip hop glow shine. She doesn't dress like any other female. She's a brown skinned girl, rocking it out. And her verse, oh my gosh, she like wrote it like a monster. Like she just wrote it. And it was produced by Aaron Eady, mastered with Wilkes. And we, did it in an apartment. And Color Faded was about the message for other colors to understand whoever you are. Don't let your color fade, but let me show you. And then this also shows my directing skills. I directed the whole video, casted everybody, styled everybody, and that's another thing. I can't wait to, I believe, for a team, but that was a proud moment because that was a lot of people. But to capture the barbering, the different hairstyles, the nails, the Rubik's Cube, the Uno, the breakdance, and the live band, like all of that, I wanted people to be like, yo, when have we seen this in a while? And
right.
The album is dedicated to my father. That was his jersey that I was wearing.
Dope.
Because that's what he raised me on. He raised me on good soul music, jazz music, and my mom raised me on good gospel music. So it was kind of like those realms are what are in my music, period. Whether you see it or feel it quickly or like after a while, you go, oh, I can hear that. Yeah.
And you spoke to writing the song or recording the song like 4 years prior, or like I guess 5 years now. 5 years old, like timeless music. First of all, timeless.
That's what I wanted.
And then I mean, like the song is like a J.J. Evans painting. Like that.
Come on, like, that's it.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's what you created, especially with the visual to it. It's a J.J. Evans, yes. It's a good time. It's good times. You know what I mean? That just, I feel at home with this video. You know what I mean? So definitely like props to that, man. Like great work.
That's it. Like that's album. Depth and Miles music was created because we are just in a bad place. I love all types of music. I love trap. I love it all. But when there's nothing that has meaning in the midst of meaningless stuff, we need to check it. And we're just in a bad time where the reason I think some of the things are happening because the music is being more aggressively either trash mouth, slutty mouth, twerk it out, beat you down, in, you know what I'm saying? And we already understand it, but we need a soul aquarium to come back. And we need artists to come and just bring balance. And so when it happens, like I said, everything felt right. I felt like I was in my Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill vein. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm about to, and this is crazy because I know people are like, what you mean? What you mean? It's symbolism, everybody. You got to think about what inspires you. I feel like I'm in the place where she was, but I'm not going to do necessarily what she did because following Lauryn Hill and opening up for Lauryn Hill, this business really did a number. It ate her up. She said it. She admitted it. So you fame is not important. Purpose is. So that's why sometimes I take old songs and put them on new albums. If I believe a song is not done, it's going on the next album. Because I'm an indie artist. We have millions of people around here. So I remember That's Okay. That's Okay was hip hop. Then it became jazz. And it's been on 3 albums. And then it became the breakout single on the radio. But what if I didn't push it? What if I said, no, it's already been on this record? Nah, I realized that as an indie artist, we are given more freedom because we're not on a label where they'll say, well, you already put that out. You can't put that on the next album. Why would you do that? Why not? If you got good music, you got good music.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's all it boils down to.
Well, look, man, moving forward, trying to get it out of Scrunch Face. I want to go to let's talk about 2 artists that if you could collaborate with, who would they be?
Beyonce, but I want to work with her. I want to work for her because I believe I have her next level. I have ideas that I've had since 7 years ago and she still hasn't done it yet, but she's creeping upon it. She's getting close. And I like people that will challenge me. I know she's very matter of fact. I know she's very aggressive. I know she produces big things. So I would love, on an artist level, from a creative director point of view, after I get over my little shock, I will get in my boots and I would get in there and like, yo, this is what I see. This is where we think, I think you can go. Blah, 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 blah. I want to work with someone like that. I want to be pushed. I want to be challenged, and I want to feel the experience of a person that is beyond industry and doing epic work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And vocally, I think me and Jasmine Sullivan would actually make a great song, because Jasmine Sullivan knows how to sing with people that don't sing like her. She's done a lot of duets, and she doesn't oversing or outsing people. She compliments them. She knows her strengths, and I believe my tone and the way I tell stories and who she is, I think it would be a dope, beautiful song. And I would want it to be a groove. Like, I want it to be a groove, like something that you like this. Like you vibing and you drifting. Like, I would want it to be like a solid groove. Like Roberta Flack and Donnie Hathaway kind of feeling. Just more turned up, you know.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, my
No,
bad.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, I thought you was gonna say Brandy.
Well, Brandy, you know, Brandy, I love Brandy, but Brandy's not soulful enough for me. Brandy is once again, let me say this, and I probably get crucified, but Brandy is the vocal Bible, but I like soul artists. Aretha Franklin, it's different. It's something that comes like from beyond the depths of their soul. I feel like Brandy is just beautifully and naturally gifted, and her tone is incredible. And she'll have moments where I can feel her testimony of her life is happening at the same time she's singing, and you start to get it. Just like with Beyonce. I think Beyonce's dope, but I think Beyonce hasn't even reached the peak of what her voice is going to be, because you have to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these babies and everything you're going through, it'll come out in your voice. But some people, they already connect. And Layla Hathaway, and there are different people that Luther Vandross, they kind of just open their mouth a little bit, and it's like, dang. And that's when I learned, even Sting is one of my favorite singers too. That's when I learned how to be confident in my voice, because I used to be not as confident, because I was like, I don't do these runs and I don't do all this kind of stuff. I mean, I got some skills and I got these high notes and stuff, but it's like, I realized I'm a storyteller, and that's when I realized the power of a storyteller goes way further. And when you look at charts, can we be like more realistic and be honest? When you look at charts, it's storytellers that go number one.
Yep.
That's why country music and pop music and jazz go further in kind of with their artists and longevity, is because they're not interrupting the story for the consumer and the listener. You know, I remember listening to 1,000 Years from the movie Twilight. I had that thing on repeat, but I probably would be on repeat if she was like running all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So everybody has their lane, and I'm very appreciative of everyone, the ones that can squall, the ones that can run. But for me, the family of singers that I'm a part of the Al Jarreaus and the George Benson and the Teddy Pendergrass, and those type of singers, the Marvin Gayes, that their tone tells the story. I think my slickness is that I have a lot of jazz influence. So I sing with a lot of dissonance chords. I can do a little run here, and I have a pretty solid falsetto.
I want to take it back and throw it back to this, Queen B. I want to ask you, since you got heavily, you said that she's one of the two that you want to work with. What was your take, creative? Because again, this is a high art question on Blaq is King.
I felt like I finally I felt like the world, and they still not gonna accept it, because that's how the world is. They were finally able to see a modern day Michael Jackson and a female. There is nobody in the African American community. She's 1 billion right now, the highest as far as touring. her shows. There is no one that is in that lane of astronomical creativity. And I'm a Michael Jackson baby, meaning like Beat It, Thriller, all the videos, the level that he went to create all of his stuff. There's no one like that. So when I saw Blaq is King, I was like, oh yeah, she's there. She was already creeping and doing a lot of things, but she's doing it her way. But the quality of where she's going, it reminds me of the Thrillers and the Beat It. Where people get mixed up is they get caught up in Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson's voice, Michael Jackson the man, Michael Jackson dancing, all that other stuff. I'm looking at the level. And when I see her level, that's what makes me want to work with her, because I want to be able to be around that where you have access to anything. Mm-hmm. You can create anything. And the fact that she did that, and it was dope. Like literally, it was like, you know what I'm more amazed? I'm amazed how she does things in secret. Like, how do you do this epic stuff like that in secret? That means she has people give her a lot of respect, and she produces a lot. So I just, that to me was paramount for me.
Right about
I think
that.
it really showed people.
And NDAs.
Absolutely. Hey, look, she don't be having no like slip ups. Nobody like dropping a picture unless she wanted to happen.
Unless she wanted to happen, and like I said, it has to be respect, and it has to be someone that probably treats people with respect. So that's the person like I want to. And then seeing her as a manager, like look at Chloe and Halle.
Hey,
look how she's managing them girls. Them girls are winning. But they're not winning because Beyonce's name, because to be honest, after a while, you almost forget that Beyonce is managing them, that they're under Parkwood. These girls are doing what they're doing, and they looking like they game changers too. Their videos, their style, all that kind of stuff.
Everything is on purpose.
That's
like
major for me, man. That's major when you see business being handled. So I'm really drawn to that, and not drawn to the name, but just what's happening. Like, So if it was Toni Braxton doing it, then it'd be Toni Braxton, but it's not. So it is what it is. I tell you what Toni Braxton is doing. She keeping that body tight though.
She is. She on that Peloton. She on the Peloton. Killing it.
Timeless.
Hey, no, but you talked about Chloe and Halle, and I feel like everything they do is, you can tell there's like this level of on intention, right? And like, both of them just came out with like their own IG pages, and I think they're ready to solo up a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, I think like they just released another version of their album. There's like a deluxe copy. They did that Friday. I did not know that. Yes, they released another version. Done. They released another version, but it went in play with them having their own IG. Like they're kind of showing more of them growing up, and like it's like we're a group, but we're also separate women. Right. You know what I mean? And it's like you just see that Beyonce in it. Like you know what I mean? Like just the influence, not the like you said. It's not that they are like Destiny's Child Part 2 or nothing like that. It's just you can see the business mind and the influence of here's how you need to do it. Here's how you can make it happen. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Like, we're in a time of ingenuity. We're in a pandemic. They're being creative. They're having dialogue with their fans. They're beginning to do stuff, and like we're doing. Like I'm convinced. I've said it. Starting July 2021, you will see the entryway of Cabana finally in the industry. The world will say my name. Period. I've just made up my mind. That's why I'm super excited about my new album. I'm just so excited.
If I could put it in a word, that's what I would agree with you.
Well, let's go here. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, just really quick. Just wanted to throw this out there. I want to say this, and I hope you hold it in the same kind of regard that I do. Just me as a fan, as far as being a creative and a fan of creativity, I would love to see you with your eye, your talent, your creativity, with the eye and creativity of Ruth Carter. Being that Ruth Carter was a Hampton alumni, got the awards and accolades she got, the well-deserved. like definitely late, but of
Ruth Carter and Debbie Allen. I want to be around both of those women. I want to be around both of those women because they work well together. Yo, I would love to do that. Oh my God.
I see you with that in that vein very well, and I swear I put that in the universe. I want to see what that looks like. I swear I do. You know what I mean? And I just had to. I'm sorry. I just had to take the opportunity to share that.
Well, no, I receive it. Like, that's dope that you see bigger for me, and that's another thing. People, you got to start being around people that see bigger for you. You know, I see bigger for myself, but there's nothing like hearing a friend, a brother, a sister saying like, I see this for you, because then it goes, well, dang, he see that from me, so I can see it for myself. You know what I mean? Because I'm working on, I recorded a documentary. It's called From 16 to 21. We're filling in the gaps now, and I'm going to submit it to Amazon Prime, Netflix. I am not holding back because we're in the pandemic. The pandemic for me, not to be churchy, but I'm going to be. The Bible says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I took it like this. You know, the industry was having a lot of people out there, and there were so many people like us that kind of get lost in the matrix. The pandemic has made the View just like you. Y'all shows are the same now. So that means whatever we're doing, whatever the artists are doing in the pandemic, this is your time of transition. This is your time to get the baton, and when everything goes to the new normal, you'll be in place as the normal. And that's why I'm working so hard, because I have people that are looking at me, celebrities that are looking at me that weren't looking at me, because now celebrities are trying to find something to do and who's next and who's new. So things like us, the indie world, becomes the new world. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important for people to, even though devastation has come, we have to look for opportunity. You have to look for the silver lining, like Jasmine says. You have to look for your opportunity, you know?
Right. No, I agree.
Absolutely. So look, let's talk about we talked about Hampton a little bit, you know what I mean? We talk about, going back. Let's talk about how you became a part of the Fuzz Band. Let's talk about that part of Come On to Blaq.
I became the Fuzz Band because of my wonder twin, Activate, Bow. Nakia Majory, now Nakia Smith, married to my band leader, Dwayne Smith. I was asked to join the band because I kept coming to Fuzzy Wednesdays all the time. And I was very, very shy. I would sing the song, have a head on my eyes, and leave the building. And the word got back to Dwayne, the dude coming in here, and he's singing this song called Mahogany Brown, because I was singing every week. Because I didn't like singing covers to this day. I only wanted to do original, but that was the only thing I had at the moment. So they approached me, and it was like, we want you to be in the band. I was like, I don't know, I want to be my own thing, da-da-da-da-da. So I get there, and in walks Nakia, and I felt like I saw my sister, my wonder twin. And I immediately was like, okay, yes. And from there, it was just world changing. Like, the Fuzz Band allowed what I am to become. I've opened up for Tommy Hilfiger, Alicia Keys, The Roots, Jill Scott, went to Dubai, sung for Soldiers, been on the cover of Black Enterprise, Rolling Stone, right on Black Beat, Essence. I've been in any conference. I've been open up for Lauryn Hill, Tina. I mean, the list is on, Jill, just on and on and on. And it really allowed my gift to have a place to mature and to grow and to become. So the Fuzz Band, not only are we family and we're still together, but we're kind of like Chloe Holly now. We're doing our own thing, but our unit is one. But we're living our dreams, and some are married and got kids, and some are not and don't got kids, and living and figuring out what these next 10 years should be, what this decade's going to be. So the Fuzz Band,
putting stuff in the air.
I really like the Fuzz Band. I don't hear nobody saying, I'm biased, but that's an incredible unit.
I'm gonna put in the air that I hope y'all at some point do a documentary on that and what that came from and how it's expanded and blown out into what it is now, because that's one of, it's not a lot of things I can say in life that I saw from the beginning, right? And I remember the first Fuzzy Wednesdays, you know what I mean? Like I remember that. You know, I even remember you coming in with the hat down. You know what I mean?
Like, my eyes. Yep.
I remember, and I told you that story. Like I was in there, and I heard you, and I was like, his voice is incredible. Like I think he's dope. And then we like we bumped back into each other again, and it was like crazy. You know what I mean? So I definitely hope at some point some kind of story behind that entity and like how creative it was, how many creatives have come out of it. You know, I mean, it's a story. There's a story there too. So, you know, I hope y'all at some point pull that out because that'd be dope.
I think it's in the works. I think that we are around in that area. You know, we worked on music. We've done a couple of things, but I can see that happening. And we're open. You know, right now the girls are singing with the new For Real choir, Voices of Fire. They've been on Good Morning America, Steve Colbert, and they're doing all that kind of stuff. And it's really great. And that's another thing that shows our unit. Like, you got to be happy for one another.
Yeah.
Your time is your time. What you put into your career, you put in your career. But whatever happens for people, you got to be happy for one another. I think that's where blessings come from, too.
That part.
That's facts, and that doesn't happen a lot. You know, unfortunately, like people in units cannot just be happy. Like it's cool. Like that's dope. You know what I mean? I'm in the presence of that. Like I'm like, look, that's dope. In my hopes, some of your creativity or whatever you have has rubbed off on me. Is hopefully I've rubbed off on you, and you know what I mean. If you get your shot, great. That means I feel like a piece of me is winning too. Like you know what I'm saying, and like you said, just be happy for one another. So definitely a dope aspect of the unit. Yeah. So we've talked about like creativity a lot. I wanna go to the next question because we've talked about creativity this whole time, and I feel like we've talked about your different aspects of creativity a lot. But I want to ask you this question: what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Always act like every opportunity is the opportunity.
That part.
There's no small opportunities because you never know who's at the end of it. Your big name could be at the end of the smallest opportunity because of who they related to. You just never know what the circles are because the circles are small. So always act like every opportunity is the opportunity, and you probably will never miss an opportunity or blessing. That's why I think I perform the way I do and act the way I do because you just don't know.
That part. That's pretty
it's
right
the
there.
Opportunity for me.
It's crazy because it's right there, and it's funny because you may not know. I got 3 kids, right? And so that's kind of what I teach my kids. It's like,
why did I want to go?
I get it.
I'm back.
He's back with us.
I was about to say, I'm like, dang, he real still.
He froze. He froze.
I needed. I got that piece of advice and was out of here.
Nah, it's the best. It's the best advice ever. It's like literally, like I said. I mean, I try to bring them up as best as I can. And I think the thing that I tell them is that always stand by your word because you never know how far that word goes, and you want the end, the receiving end of that word to be fact. You want that to be the law. That's the last thing that people's gonna remember you is that your word. So if you live by that all the way through, it'll be received. And it goes kind of to me in tandem with what you said. It's just at the end of the day, it's like, yo, do the best you can. Do just do. You know what I mean? And it's awesome, man. That
I love the hand. Just do. Just doing big.
Hey, that's great advice though. Like, I mean, I think it lands to any like aspect of life that you're in. You know what I mean? Like, if you get your first job, like, you don't know what that first job may be. Like, that opportunity may be the one thing. You work for somebody or work with somebody who turns out to be the somebody, and they rock with you because y'all work together, you know, flipping burgers. Like,
that's how
they
my
rock
bills
with
get
you
paid.
because of
my bills get paid because of those opportunities. And shout out to O'Shea, the model. He's the one that gave me that advice. And he's out here he just got back filming with Tyler Perry and doing all these great things. And it's crazy. Manifestation is one of the things that I've been doing for the last month now. I speak into my life. I write things. I write my week down of what's going to happen for me. I just, you got to believe in something.
Hey.
Yep. You got to believe in something. And for me, thank God is, my faith, but I have to use my faith. I have to be like, faith without works is dead. I have to believe. And I think that, I realized I never tested it out. But once I started testing it out, things started happening. You got to believe in something. You can't just be like, it is what it is. It is what it is going to get you in trouble. Because it is what it is means things will be what they're going to be. And if nothing's there, then there's nothing going to happen. So I feel like you got to believe in something.
Facts. Yes. I want to talk about impact now. What impact do you hope your art? We're gonna go to this one, Donnie.
All right.
What impact do you hope your art leaves on people? And you can talk about art as a whole.
You have 24 hours of the day, 365 days of the year. And if you spend 24 hours thinking about what you could have did, then your year is over. Realize the first blessing that you have is when you wake up and you open your eyes, let that air go through your nose and your mouth and you breathe. If you are able to breathe, you are definitely able to achieve. There are so many people out here that cannot breathe again, cannot see again, cannot walk again, cannot talk again. And you have the unmitigated gall. You have the reasoning in your head to decide to be spoiled. It is okay to be frustrated. It is okay to be disappointed. But if you think about it, that you have a roof over your head and your bills are still paid and you got food in your refrigerator, you got 24 hours to achieve. You got to change how you talk to yourself. You are your best friend. You are your first relationship. You are your first marriage. Stop divorcing your dreams. Stop separating from all the things that are you. Walk with yourself. Talk with yourself. Be with yourself. So then when you get with everybody else, they will understand what they're dealing with and your standards and your expectations and what they cannot take from you, but what they can learn from you. That is how we grow. Relationship begins with you. And I'm just getting this 365 days ago. It's never too late to learn.
You are your first marriage. Stop divorcing your dream. You might have found your two flu quote. I'm trying to tell you.
If I ever did, man, listen.
I'm writing it down right now.
Oh my God, y'all got me weak.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm so serious about writing it down. Like,
let's go a bit like, sure.
You are your first marriage.
Yeah. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see the post.
I'm gonna back it up, but it is. I deal with low self-esteem. I've been bullied all my life, and it affected me really bad. I've had suicidal thoughts. It's real serious out here for those that have to always be on Front Street, and support is not naturally there. And I realized it was like I don't like looking at me. I don't like listening to me. I'm not dating myself. I'm not in love with me. And how is anybody gonna love me? So I always say, this is my quote: be so great that they cannot deny you, but understand that doesn't mean they're gonna support you. So do it anyway.
Yep.
Do it anyway.
I've ridden that ride before. I totally understand where you come from. I stood that line for about 45 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours. I get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it is a pep rally a day. There's no such thing as a perfect day, but there is perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You honestly, the days that I choose to be sad is the days that my days are sad. That's so crazy. I'm laughing at myself because it's so real. The days that you choose to be mad, the days that you choose to be frustrated is the most frustrating day. But you could have a frustrating day and choose to be happy and watch that jank tank.
Yes. No, you're
Crazy.
right. You can literally talk that. Like I've talked to people and they'd be like, how was your day? And they'd be like, man, look, it was crazy, but I ain't tripping. I'm good. Like,
Right.
you know, it was what it was. Like things went crazy here or there, but I made it through. I'm good. No problem.
Yeah, as
Like, you
soon
know
as
what
you
I'm
say
saying?
I ain't tripping, everything in the atmosphere shift. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, if he ain't
Yep.
tripping, why I'm tripping?
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Oh man,
Factory.
you just went through a dropping gym session right there. Them
Oh,
all
so silly.
gems.
I'm sorry.
No, listen,
Factory.
them gems. I hope people pick it up. If you ain't pick it up this time, go to the replay and pick it up the next time, man. You're gonna have to go back and write it down like I did. I'm telling you, get them gems. Don't let them go unused.
And they do.
Um, so with that said, man, like, what do you have going on now, and what's next for Cabana Blaq?
Well, I'm potentially going to be a part of a comedy series that they just asked me to get on board to play in a small ensemble because we still in COVID. And they want to shop it to like Hulu and things like that. We'll see what happens. My album is coming out Independence Day. Catch it, July 4th.
Okay.
Chocolate Freedom. And I'm excited because soul and hip hop and jazz have finally come together as
Mm,
one unintentionally. And
mm,
that's why I'm more excited because this wasn't deliberate. And that's what I love when it's so natural. So I'm very excited about this project. And the goal is to push this, hopefully, because I want to move to LA. I want to be able to let this album, the new album, be the catalyst of my move. I have some friends out there that are doing things that are willing to help. So that's the goal. Of course, motivational speaking at colleges, creating a full on program, which is called Love, Laugh, Live Out Loud, where I help
mm,
people love, laugh, live out loud with a workbook so that when I do travel to move, I have meat and potatoes that matches my purpose and I can get out there and help the community while I'm, going after my dreams. And of course, that's on that TV. It's growing. It's a show building bridges instead of ditches and having the conversation with people that I really believe in that are controlling the narrative of their life, like both of y'all will be on the show.
that's
And
right.
just excited, you know what I mean?
Okay. All
That's
right.
dope. Dope, 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 dope. I say it one more time, dope. Look, man. I
I'm
mean,
excited, man. I'm refusing to come out of this place that I'm in because I feel like, and it's so crazy, but if you are ashamed of God in public, He will be ashamed to bless you.
mm,
People will be say I was about to say in private, but to bless you. And
yeah,
right now, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't share why I'm at peace and why I'm smiling. But today is a special day because I kept saying to myself, it's been a year in the pandemic and my bills are paid and money's still coming in
hey,
and my music's on the radio and I'm finished almost with a new album and I'm talking at schools and I'm able to give money to people even though I don't have a full bank account, money still keeps showing up. And I got clothes on my back, food in my refrigerator, and I'm able to share my truth. It will humble you like nobody's business.
yeah,
And I don't want to come out of it. So I just got to acknowledge what it is for me. I tell people it's not about being religious. That's why I say you got to believe in something.
mm,
And for me, my faith, man, who knew that it would take me to this place? where I can just be having an interview with someone and almost feel like I'm high on weed because I am that blessed. Like I have had such a moment. I worked very, very hard, and you know that I work very, 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 very hard. And to be able to sit back and say, damn, look at God. And I'm just starting. That when everybody be like, oh, wait a minute. He said he just started. I'm just starting. You think you seen something? You ain't seen nothing yet. It's almost like if I was an age bracket, I just turned 12. So y'all get ready.
I love that.
So just I'm
with it.
I'm so grateful. And thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to be on here. And I hope that I wasn't boring. I hope I was good.
It's not synonymous with your brand, brother. That boring is not synonymous with your brand at all, for sure.
Look, not at all.
And definitely we got a link when this album is done. I definitely want to send it your way before it comes out. And
yes, come back. Let's talk about it.
In them LA, California, Los Angeles street.
That's what I'm saying. Come back. Let's play some cuts off of it. Let's do what we got to do, man. But listen, amazing. Like the one thing I want to say is like every conversation I have with you, I feel like I learned something, and that's always important to me. And the people that I surround myself with is to hopefully bring value to them, but also be able to have value come to me. And like I always feel like I take something away that either I wasn't thinking about it that way or something I just didn't know at all. And like I said, for as long as we've known each other, for that to be so consistent is just a testament to who you are. So I appreciate who you are. I appreciate your creativity and your art. Please keep doing it. We're looking forward to everything you have coming. Keep us aware of it because we definitely want to make sure that you got a platform here to share it. You know what I mean? And we, Two Flu got big things coming, and we really are.
I already got big things. I mean, just the way this setup is, I'm like, this is highfalutin. This is nice.
Yeah, man. We look.
You like the word highfalutin?
We just pushing, man, and trying to take it to the next level. So we appreciate you being here, Donnie. What you got?
Nothing. Hey, listen. I mean, Baker covered it all, man. Listen, we just we enamored, bro. Like you definitely are. You are a soul, brother. Like at the end of the day, you are a soul. Can't quantify it as anything else other than that. You can't encapsulate you. You know what I mean? There's no way that you can compartmentalize what you bring to the table, and I don't say that lightly at all. But it absolutely is you. You know what I mean? And like usually, like even before getting back in contact with you, I mean, anytime your name was brought up, it's just always just I always had this. Your soul, you can't capsulize that. That brother's just he's here, man. Like you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of doing our part in order to help perpetuate that and get people to see exactly what we see. And that's all I got to say about it, brother. I'm happy for you, man. Like the world needs more of that. What you got? You know what I'm saying? So
I thank you. We're going to give it to him. I really believe that this is the year of beginning. I don't know. My faith is so undoubtable. It's like, Jeremiah 29:11, man. Check it out. Read it. I challenge you to go read Jeremiah 29:11 and just apply it.
That part.
I know the plan, man. I tell you.
Hey, look. And as you know, Black History never ends, but we are ending Black History Month, and what a way to end Black History Month! Our series of Black Excellence with Black Excellence. Hey man, it's been a good time, and we got more to come, a lot to come on Two Flu West. Stay with us if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, like the Facebook page. I don't even know what you can do on Twitch, but do it on Twitch. Whatever if you like it, if you check mark it, whatever you can do on Twitch, do that too. And stay with us on IG. We on IG too. Follow us on IG. Make sure you follow Cabana Blaq on IG, or follow That's That on TV. IG. Anything else you need to follow you at? You want to put out there?
No, Instagram is good. Cabana Blaq, KBANABLAQ, and that's on that TV. Real simple.
That part.
Cool.
That part.
There it is.
That's
Let's let the plane fly.
All right.
Thank
we
you.
out. Peace.